So we are back and we all right. So we are back. Sorry. So we go to test chart. So I showed you test chart using a tester of a certain material to see the color or the texture of the highlighted material. Now you are going to opacity. Talking about opacity, means how clear adjusting the clearness or the blendness of something. So this apple is 100% as we can see here. So lowering it is going to be disappearable, making it rare to see, transparent, like you get me. So that's it. So the opacity reduces the transparency of something, and can also increase the transparency of something. So yeah, so you can make a design become transparent, like using the opacity. Okay, so at 100, that's what it is now. And then the rotate. Talking of rotate, we all know rotate to change the angle of something. So we have the angles here. Yeah, rotate. So, and this middle one, showing a 360-degree sign with a dot. The middle shows a reverse. It means the angle is going to be at its level, which is a 0-degree angle. Now, the mask. This mask is not a nose mask we've been wearing. This mask is a mask. It's used for, let's say I want to cut off a certain part of a design, as we can see now, or a text. Now, where I've placed the mask is now on in. It means where I've placed the mask is not supposed to show. Instead, where the mask two is not attached, that's where it's supposed to go. So if I put it on the out, it means the outside is supposed to disappear, but when it is on in, the inside is supposed to disappear. The inside means where the max 2 is placed. Okay, now if I click on this correct thing, you can see the apple disappears, like the part of the apple of which the max 2 was is disappeared. Okay, and we can bring it back alive by clicking on the max 2 and disabling it. That's all. Okay, good. Now talking about the font, just click on the font, choose any font like. These are the normal fonts, automatic font the phone is going to give to you, and yeah, very nice fonts. And I also have some nice fonts here, just some small nice. So that's it. Yeah, that's all. So as you, yeah, in the style we have bold, italic, underline. So if I press on the bold and I want to debolding it, I have to press on this T. Okay, so if I press on the italic, you don't have to press on the italic again. You have to press on this T. And as you can see, this highlighted this thing. Maybe I just want to underline A. So highlighting A and clicking on A and clicking on the underline will just underline the A. Okay. So if I want to remove it, I click on this T. That's all. So clicking on the underline again. Okay. We come to curve. Curve, yeah, trying to bend, and you have to take note of this. Curve can only be used in text. Curve can't be used in images. Curve can be used in text, just in text. So if you shift it to the right side, it's going to bend inwards. If you shift it to the negative side or the left side, it's going to bend outwards. Okay. Please hope you are following, and then that's all. If you want to reverse it or bring it to the original percentage of bendness, you have to click on the middle one as a reverse too. And the background, this one you want to give this a background, not a background for the whole interface. Okay, just click. I want to give the apple a background, so the background, like we learned left padding, shifting the thing to the left. Okay, so if I want to make it something like this, so right padding to, and here let's say I want to make the background white. I come, see, although we have yellow here, Okay, I can't then. Okay, I think black is okay. Please, do you get me? So the left padding means I think we also have top padding here. Okay, bottom padding and checking the radius of it. The radius of the edges. Good. So we are trying to make a design here, as you can see. Okay, nice. We have the align. For the alignment, we've been using it in our test and the rest. So alignment, center alignment, middle alignment, sorry, center alignment, left alignment, right alignment, and we have something called a justify. Okay. Now, so the justify is so the center alignment is in the middle, the left one is the left, and the right, as you can see. So good. Now we have spacing. This spacing can be used, as you can see. Lowering it is going to make the text being attached to each other. Okay, so let's look at something here. So even this one can be a logo for someone, but you can't know the person used this kind of tool to make it that way. You'll be like, how did the person do such a logo? Okay, now let's move on. We go to the spacing. Yeah, that's it. And we also have, okay, so I left something. Let's say we have rest. The rest cannot, rest spacing can't be applied to letter spacing. When the highlighted text is just a letter, but not rest, you can't use the rest spacing for it. Okay. And now we have the line spacing. Line spacing. The line spacing can be used when you have plenty text there. Let's move on. We have stroke. Stroke. Before we can use the stroke, let's remove the background. Okay, so if you want to move it, just click on the enable, and that's all. You disable this. Now let's come to the stroke. The stroke, you click on stroke, and this is what appears. It's obvious. You can see there is no need to explain it in the wide range for you. It's kind of obvious. So the higher the width, the more appearable the stroke becomes. And sometimes stroke in 850 can make the test very nice, but sometimes I tell you, if you use stroke in 850 everywhere, it's going to make the test very bad, very very bad. Okay, so let's make it this way. That's all. I think this one is not in the middle, and as we learned, come here, you see, very nice. Okay, now from the stroke we move to shadow. We are coming to give shadow to the apple. Shadow, as you know what shadow means for this one, and this shadow is kind of an outside shadow. Okay, so even you can actually see on the tool we are using, it's indicated everything with the tool. Okay, they've written the stroke, and the stroke there is this circular thing, and the circular thing is having a stroking line. Okay, that's it. And the shadow too, this circular thing is having shadow around it. It means shadow in the inner shadow, as you can see. So let's come to the shadow. If I enable it, I'm going to give it a shadow. The opacity, we've learned opacity, so you have to make, if I reduce the opacity, no matter higher the radius is, still I can't see because I've reduced the opacity. Now if I open the opacity, you see, that's it. Sorry. And then we have the outer glow, this one. Nice. Okay, let's disable it and let's move on. We have the inner shadow. This one is for the inner part of the text you are using. So this one, as you can see, they're making something here. So let's make it white. So as you can see, emboss. This one will be using this a lot during. They'll be making the logos and the rest. Will be using this stuff. So okay. And so as you can see, I'm just showing you something. Okay, very nice. Now you can see what the test has become. It's not nice though, but at least it's just an introductory part. Okay, now we have the perspective. You know what perspective is. So to enable it, let's say I want to shift this. I want to shift it to the side. Okay, I want to make it this way. So that's all. That's how it has become now. Perspective. You know of perspective. Many of us did technical. So now we have 3D rotation, and irrespective of the dimension the test is, you can still use the 3D rotation because this one is in 2D test, but we can still use it. Okay, as you can see now, 3D text. If you enable